Today I am going to start the building process of the classic P1 Predator by Narin Studios. It's a big piece. It's gonna require a lot of drilling. It's gonna require some figuring out on what to do with magnetization, pinning, and we have one arm that needs to be puttied and glued, and that'll be this arm. You can see that there is a seam line, and we want that seam line to be gone basically. Not gonna do the I'm not gonna do the putty work in this video. Well, it kind of depends on how far I will get with the pinning or the magnetization of parts. I have been kind of considering pinning all the parts first, because this piece is really well put together. It almost all the parts almost fit like perfectly together except for that one arm with the seam line. There's I would almost say that there are no gaps in between the parts. So pinning or magnets would be the best way to go. I haven't done magnets on camera yet, so that might be an interesting thing to kind of do on camera. And then it's just a question of what am I going to do with the parts, which ones need definite pinning for support and for weight distribution and stuff like that, and what part is working well with a pin. I would almost say that all parts will go really well with a pin regardless. I don't think I will ever have to kind of take it apart except for when I would move into a new home or something like that. So I'm just gonna start and pin a few parts together. I think I'm gonna start with the base and the feet, because you want to start from the bottom and then work your way to the top basically. So we got the feet, and then we got the base. I think I'm just gonna drill a hole here and a hole there, and then just have him stand like that. Got a good footprint right there. So if I am accurate enough with my drilling, he will stand firmly in place, which is the most important part. Without a pin, I wouldn't recommend putting him like that without a pin. Yeah, pinning definitely has my preference when it comes to these things. Let me see what would be the best option. Yeah, drill the feet first. I am using a new drill bit with like a point on it so that it doesn't slip away from me, which happens from time to time. And why is my music not showing up on camera? Got some kick-ass music on the background, which you can't hear because of copyright reasons. What was I saying? I was saying that I am using a new drill bit with a point on it so that it won't slip away from me, which happens more often than you think. Let's put the drill bit a little bit further in, like that. You want to pulsate, basically. You don't want to build up too much resin on your drill bit, otherwise it's going to get stuck. The friction is going to melt the resin, basically. And might just jam up on you. Now I am going to look at using metal rods instead of wood. This fits perfectly. It's just a brass rod, 3 millimeters in diameter, but it's very, very sturdy. But I have these, which are the perfect kind of size to try out to see if I drilled it correctly, and then when I'm certain that I drilled it correctly, I can measure my my brass rod and then cut it down to size so that I know that I won't screw up on the length or anything like that, because these can get expensive after a while, especially if you're using a lot of them. So you don't want to cut them too long or too short and then have to cut a new piece and then waste a lot of material. So I bought a bag of 30 of them. Obviously they're affordable depending on your kind of budget, but they work fairly well. So, but they are tough and probably have to use a grinder to kind of cut them down to size. So that's why I will first kind of use the wooden sticks to make sure that my measurements are correct. And I'm going to use that as a test piece, basically. So when all the parts are pinned, and I'm 100% certain that I did it correctly, I can switch to the metal rods so that I won't waste any materials. That's pretty deep. Alright. And then I'm gonna grab my gummy stuff. And we're gonna clean up that residue. Let me grab something, a container of some sort. This'll do for now. I'm just gonna put it in a container so that if I ever need to fix like a hole or something like that I drilled incorrectly, I can use this dust to kind of fill the hole up and then make sure that that is like forming like a cement. I've done that trick before in other videos where I made a mistake when drilling. And then I had to fix the hole, and then I used just leftover resin from the drilling process, mixed it up with super glue, and that kind of made it super hard, and that way I was able to kind of fix that. that mistake. All right. I want to reuse this. Now the base doesn't have a lot of resin to drill into. So I went straight through. That's okay. I don't mind ending up on the other side. I just want as much depth as possible. There we go. Let's do the other side real quick. And for everybody who hasn't seen me do this, this is just blue tack or just a temporary kind of clayish solution. Basically they come in these sheets. They're intended for putting posters against the wall without having to kind of pin it or use like a nail or something like that. This is just a temporary kind of sticky solution. I use that to kind of figure out where all my holes are supposed to go. And it leaves an imprint of the hole. I kind of use this trick for every build that I do. I kind of use this trick for every build that I do. Remove the sticky stuff because I want to use it later on. There we go. That's the second hole. So now we are going to figure out how deep we can go. This is not going all the way. Oh. Was about to say. So we're gonna, that's the beauty of being able to drill right through the base. You don't have to kind of guess. So what we are going to do, we're just gonna make this a millimeter shorter. Oh, perfect. So now it's standing solid. And where did my stick fly off to? Oh, there we go. I just prefer using like these wooden sticks to kind of try and, you know, figure out what the best way is. These are just very cheap, very disposable. And they're the exact same size as the metal rods, the brass rods, so that they're perfect for trying it out. I want as much length as possible. That is perfect. Whoa. Gonna take off like just a millimeter. So now I can use these wooden sticks to kind of measure my brass rods and then cut them down to size exactly. It will just give me the option to dry fit everything before I permanently attach the rods. So as you can see, perfect fit. Don't do anything to it. It's perfect the way it is. And next step will be to drill the upper legs or the waist. Put that to the side so we don't bump anything. Take that excess resin. Let's save it up. Let me try something real quick with the brass rods. I'm afraid that I am going to have to yeah, I was afraid of that. These things are so tough. I won't be able to cut them. I'll have to grind them down, which is easy enough. These won't budge, so I have to cut them down with a grinder, which is okay. Next will be the upper legs and the waist. Yeah, perfectly in the middle. Just want to be careful a little bit. I don't bump it too much and then kind of damage the detail or something like that. I might go for a thicker rod, but I have to see, because these metal rods, they are enough. So these are not the ones that you can just cut down with like a like with one of these or anything like that. So all right, clean our drill bit. Perfectly in the middle. Yep, that's good. All right. Now we want to take our feet. Put them safely away. And then we're gonna take our sticky stuff again. Sometimes it doesn't want to stay in all the way, and you're gonna pull it out. Sometimes you just want to be sure that it's stamped down real. It's sticky, not sticking. It's sticking to everything but the resin. There are other ways, obviously. I just want to be as accurate as possible. There we go. There's the imprint. That's better. That's too much, I think. No, it's not. It's perfect. Yeah, fits perfect. I'm gonna leave that in there. Now do the other one. Let's try that again. Perfect. This hole won't be very deep. Perfect. Wow, there we go. Let's see if it all fits on the base. Should, obviously. Perfect. Now I can just pick it up and it won't be moving around as much. But I definitely want to do the metal rods. I have to cut them down to size. Let's keep those there. Alright, parts are done. Let's put these there. Let's upper body, of course. I want to be careful with this piece. I'm still having a lot of trouble with my autofocus. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Don't want to gonna have this in the way, so upper body first. Lots of room to kind of drill. Probably wanna do a bigger pin for this. Maybe I am going to glue them together. Let me see. Look at how big this chest is. It's unbelievable. Or I'm gonna do 2 pins, but then I risk misalignment, stuff like that. So maybe I'm just gonna use a very big pin. Let me put you guys in camera. Battery is gone. I think the battery is about to die. That's okay, I have a spare one. Alright. We're gonna take let me see. Yeah, that's good. Gonna take a bigger one because we don't want to go straight to the correct size. Otherwise, we're gonna break or we're gonna get stuck inside the resin. We don't want that. Now we're going to use the bigger one. There we go. Now, before I'm going to make this permanent, I do want to make sure that it's absolutely 100% aligned. So I don't want to, you know, have the drill bit slip or anything like that. What we're gonna do before we end up in a situation where I have to fix another drill hole, I want to save this for later. Put that aside. Clean up the clutter. Alright, no, I want to use that now. Take my sticky solution again. And I hope it's gonna stick. Now, of course, it's not gonna stick. There we go. Oh, that key is not even hitting the bottom, so no, it's not even hitting the bottom. Oh, Narin, what did you do? Nah, this is like a typical thing that's... We've seen this 100 times before. Where the key is not hitting the keyhole bottom. I don't know if that's... There's a reason for that. Or like a particular reason for that. Or... maybe that's just because... parts will fit better that way, or okay, we have an imprint. And I will have to be particular. That's the middle. I am going to use this one. I want to go straight as possible. And that is why I love the drill bits with a point in them. I don't... Are these for wood or metal? I always get confused because you have these and then you have the ones with a point on it. So I always get confused which ones are for metal, which ones are for wood. All right. Grab this. Go straight as possible. Real quick, and then we're gonna go for the biggest one, and now we gotta be a little bit careful. Right. That looks straight. Now I don't think that is cut to the correct size. Not at all. Did I have a shorter one? That's the question. Otherwise I have to cut one. Alright, so what do you do next? So now I have to cut the metal rod. That's why normally I buy these really long pins. They're like 60 centimeters long. And then I cut them from there. But I had this laying around, so it's was a wasted piece anyway, so I could still use it. So what am I gonna do? I have to cut this down. It's way too thick for one of these, so I have to cut it down with a grinder. And I have one right here. So I have to change out the bit. And we are going to use this one. It's gonna make a lot of noise, so I'm gonna cut the video so I won't blow out your eardrums. Where did I have my tool? Right here. So to kind of show you, this can be a little bit dangerous. Now I'm going really slow, but as I go, you do not want to touch that side. It's gonna become really hot. I can show you what's gonna happen when I speed it up. It'll be loud, but I just want to show you what happens when you put a grinder to this type of metal. First of all, it's gonna get hot, so you wanna wear some protection if you're working on a really short piece. And you definitely do not want to touch that side. So I'm going to show you guys what's going to happen. You saw that the drill bit that I'm using is becoming glowing hot. That's all because of the friction, obviously, but that's how hot this can become. And I'm obviously going slow because you can see the sparks coming out of it. And if I go any further, I need to kind of do something with safety and stuff like that. So that's why I'm going slow. Other people might have like specialized equipment to do this a lot faster, a lot more secure. Obviously, I have some hobby tools, so I'm working with what I got. But if that is all you have, definitely take it slow. Don't rush it. And I am at the point where this side is also becoming a little bit warm. We are done. I cut it down to size. I put it on some under some cold water because it was definitely gonna getting hot. So hopefully, if I've done it correctly, this is going to fit. Okay, that works for me. So I'm cool with it. So we're just gonna let that resin is gonna slowly melt, and it's gonna create like this super solid cement. I'm just gonna add a little bit of resin. Same kind of principle that with the baby powder trick, but the resin is even stronger, or I don't know, it really just I have some epoxy, but I'm just not experienced enough with epoxy to kind of trust myself using that. So I just try to do it this way. Clean up that excess. clean that up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Very, very good. So now I'm gonna put that here. All right. Yep. Let that sit there for a minute. So while we were waiting, I've already drilled the head. And we are gonna take our sticky stuff. Where is it? It's here. There we go. There we go. Now I do want to be as precise as possible. Because you are a little bit drilling at an angle. Can I go all the way? Yesterday. So now the difficult part is going to be to match that hole for this head. Country road. I'm going to put a little bit more material on the key. You know what? I'm just gonna do it like this because perfect. they're gonna have separate pins. So, and I made this hole a little bit spacious just to compensate for that. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm a genius! Genius, baby!